welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and it is show number 166. Happy to be live here on Facebook. Really proud to be a member of the Education Podcast Network, run out of New Jersey. Also, Voice Ed Radio Canada. You can imagine where that's run out of. Great podcasts on those two networks, and super proud to be a member of those, and grateful to be running a podcast, show number 166. I love meeting people that are doing great things and are good at their jobs, and just so much inspiration. Today we're going to meet Mark Housel. Mark is the New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year in 2020. Mark's an author. Mark is a business owner and doing a lot of things. I'm really just very intrigued. Mark and I became friends through the Success Hotline. Dr. Rob Gilbert. If you know me, you know I've talked about Dr. Rob. That number, 973-743-4690. Again, the Success Hotline, Dr. Rob Gilbert. Set 973-743-4690. Mark and I connected there, and we're going to meet him here shortly to talk about some of his work, including some of the children's books he writes. This is weird, this virtual background, but Monster Game is one Mark and I connected on, and really we'll get talking about that. Speaking of books, I want to do a little commercial. Today is May 11th, and on Thursday, May 13th, this book is coming out. This is my next one, The Partnership, Surviving and Thriving. This is coming out through EduMatch Publishing. I'm really excited about it. It is a guide for parents, parents that want to be successful in their journey at school, parents that want to build great partnerships with schools and do things to support their kid in their journey. So I'm excited about this. It's coming out May 13th, The Partnership, Surviving and Thriving. I'd also like to thank Ann Collar for sponsoring the show. I am wearing Ann Collar here on the show. The tie, the shirt here, the pants, it's fantastic. I love it. And we're going to talk about fitness. If you are someone who's fit and active, Ann Collar, check them out. They're a great company. I'm enjoying the gear, the feel. It's got that stretchy material. Murata 10 will give you a discount. Check that code out, Murata10 and collar.com. I appreciate the relationship with them. Okay, Mark is a PE teacher. We're going to talk about fitness a little bit. And one of the things during this pandemic, right, about being healthy, leading a healthy lifestyle, trying to get through this difficult time is movement, right? Getting out there and moving. And I love a quote from our friend Dr. Gilbert again, and I got this from the Success Hotline. Your motions change your emotions, your movements change your moods, and your actions change your attitudes, right? I believe that we are in charge of all of those things, and sometimes we just don't feel good. We don't feel like it. But when you force yourself to move, when you force yourself to go for that run, when you force yourself to get moving, it gets the blood flowing. It gets all of those good things going, the endorphins, etc. And again, you get moving. Your motions change your emotions. Your actions change your attitudes, and your movements change your moods. I thank Dr. Gilbert for that, and I also thank him for introducing me to today's guest here on the program. We're going to welcome Mark Housel into the program. Mark, welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond.
How you doing there, Andrew? What's going on?
It's great to see you. It's great to have you on the podcast. I know we've been throwing this around for several months, and here you are.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not sure where to look. I'm like looking. Should I look at Andrew? Should I look at the camera? I don't know where to look.
We want you to look at our audience. So when you can, you go to the camera. And when a husband and a father. Mark, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience here and tell them a little bit about yourself?
All right, so I'm Mark Housel, and like Andrew said, I am a husband, a father, a teacher, an author. I'm a a quote. I am a complete quote nerd. I love quotes. I'm a reader. I'm a mountain biker. I feel like I'm a pretty well-rounded guy. And Andrew, I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah. And Mark, we're going to get into some of your books here in a little bit. You've been writing children's books, but let's start off with your teaching. You've been at this a long time, and in 2020, you became the New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year. That's an exciting thing. Tell me about that. How do you feel about that, and about that journey?
That was amazing. To be picked out of all the teachers in New Jersey, to be picked was unbelievable. You talk about Dr. Rob Gilbert. I can't stop talking about Dr. Rob Gilbert, and he talks all the time about how success leaves clues. And early on as a teacher, I saw, William Patterson University is where I went to school. They brought in two workshop presenters. One was John Smith, one was Chip Candy. And if you're going to bring in two people, especially in New Jersey, those are the two to bring in. They were both National PE Teachers of the Year. And I feel like I had big eyes and big ears. I saw people who were where I wanted to be. And I asked them lots of questions, and I was paying attention to the answers. And I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for people like John Smith and Chip Candy and Greg Montgomery and all these other teachers that helped me along the way. So there we are.
So give us some of those clues, Mark. When you talked to the people that were where you wanted to be, what were some of the things they told you, right? What are some of the things they recommended that you start doing?
Well, I think a lot of it was the workshops. I had this one guy, John Grimko. He's a North Jersey PE teacher. He taught in Pequannock, and he basically told me, here's a couple things you need to do. You need to go out to the Lake Conference, number one, and you need to get on the New Jersey AFERD Exec Council. That's basically the state association for health, physical education, recreation, and dance. They recently changed their name to New Jersey SHAPE, or Shape New Jersey, sorry, the other way around. So I joked, John's a scary dude. And I was like, I don't know if I did these things because I thought they were a good idea or because I was afraid of John's reaction, if I didn't. So I got on this New Jersey AFERD Council, and I'm sitting there with the best of the best PE teachers in the whole state, and, sitting around this big circle and trying to take it all in, and asking lots of questions like, how do you plan, and what do you do with this student, and, what if this happens in your class, and then getting out to the workshops, like I said, the Lake Conference. I go there with the best of the best of the best, and I know that because the Lake Conference used to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday conference. So you're there with people that are giving up time away from their families, time away from their lives, and again, to me, it doesn't get any better than that. And to sit there and eat meals with people and really hear about their situations, it really made a huge impact on me to be around all these veteran teachers that were so willing to help me along the way. I wonder if Andrew's still there right now. Hey, Andrew, I'll text this guy, see what's going on with him. So anyway, that's awkward. Hey Siri, call Andrew Murata. I know he was having a little trouble with his internet connection, so we'll give him a little buzz. Otherwise, this is my show.
Mark, we are here.
Can you hear me? Okay, sounds good. All right. If you've just joined us, Andrew is having a little trouble with his internet, right? And who hasn't? Who hasn't been there, right? Especially with a pandemic and Zoom and all these things, this is like, oh, this is just math class. This is just, what my kid normally does. So we give him a couple of seconds or two, and I'm sure he'll get it figured out. And if
There
he
we
doesn't,
go.
there he is. There he
We
is.
made it.
I thought I was doing this by myself. Now I was gonna
Hey,
go for it.
Listen, that was an example of I told you, just hang in there.
Yep.
You stayed with, you carried this nice. You could be hosting.
That, watch out, man. You might get fired. They might put me in this,
Sorry.
thriving and surviving. Let's do this.
Well, we were barely surviving there. I'm glad I was able to get back on. But Mark, what I wanted to ask you was, so you went to these conferences, you started being around these people, you learned from them, and then clearly you implemented these things because you were then recognized. So was it your administration that recommended you, your colleagues? Like, who put you on the mark there? Because it's really nice to be recognized and win that award.
Yeah. It was really wild. The 2018 winner is a very good friend of mine. His name's Eric Meyer. He has lives in the next town over. He teaches in East Brunswick. Recently, actually became an administrator himself. He's a physical education supervisor, and he recommended me. I started this group called the New Jersey PE Crew, and it started with like 4 or 5 of us, and we would get together in my gym and just trying to help each other out, trying to motivate each other, hey, what did you do with this warm up? Or we might come in with a topic that day. Hey, everybody come with a cooperative activity. And basically it blew up. With the advent of Zoom, our New Jersey PE Crew is up to 70 people. We have students, we have teachers, we have, some of the best teachers in New Jersey, and it's been awesome. It's been an awesome thing. I think we might have lost Andrew again, but that's okay. I'll just keep talking. Who needs Andrew, right, on this show? You got Mark Housel. Who needs him? I'm kidding, but, just to get back to it, Eric Meyer, that was a huge honor for me to be, nominated by him because I thought so highly of him, and so there we are, and you're back. I love it.
I'm back. We made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mark, let's shift gears a little bit. I have your book here, Monster Game, and this is something here that you have been doing. You wrote a children's book. Your brother was the illustrator here. Tell me a little bit about this journey. What made you want to start writing books?
All right. Well, Monster Game came to me. I was coaching a team, and we had there was a parent, and the parent was kind of feeding me some clues that I wasn't picking up on at all. And one day the parent just blew their top. And, I take responsibility for sure. There are certain clues that I was given again that I didn't act on. But and the whole situation wasn't great, but it led me. I feel like I woke up with this book. I just had to do something. And the book was written 10 years ago. And I love my brother, and he's going to laugh. He probably knows what I'm going to say. He had the book written at least 10 times. I wrote the book, I'm sorry, but he had it illustrated. If you see the book, his illustrations are amazing, but nothing was good enough. And he would take it and he'd be like, I started over. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And then take 5, I started over again, take 9, take 10, take 30. But eventually we got it done. And it was always a dream of my parents, because I was always the writer and he was always the artist. So it was a dream of our parents our late parents to have us write a book together. Unfortunately, they never saw it, but I'm sure they're smiling somewhere. And so there it is. And we're looking to put out our next book.
And for any of you soccer parents out there, I told Mark this should be part of the registration for any soccer league, youth soccer league, travel soccer. I would say from ages 12 down, right? Even though the age bracket's a little bit younger, because the message really is, right? Don't turn into a monster. Control your emotions at the game. The kids like it better. Everybody likes it better. And Yeah, kudos to you and your brother. It's a great book. Again, if you're a soccer person, if you're a person, and you're involved with youth soccer, I would strongly recommend that book there. Mark, what's your process like? I know it's a children's book and it's not 500 pages, but you still had to write it. What was your process of writing? Did you go away on a writing retreat? Did you do it late at night, early in the morning? What worked for you?
Well, like I said, the monster game, I swear I woke up with that. Like I woke up and I had, it's very rhymey and Dr. Seussish, I guess, the rhymes. And I feel I woke up with at least half of it. And from there it was just kind of like you, I'm a thinker, I think you talked about the RAS, right? Um, I'm constantly, once I had the beginning of the rhymes, I was just constantly working on the rest of it and how does this work, and of course there were a lot of revisions, and I'm an early riser, so my creative stuff is done early in the day, so that was something that was just and to me it was, you talk about, it was so quick for me, like my part was over 10 years ago, and then it was my brother. I felt like, you look at the book, he carried most of it, he did most of the work for sure. And
Nice.
super proud of the book. And it is a children's book, but there's a big time message to the people reading the books to the children. Us big kids are the ones that really need to take a message away from that. And as a coach, as a parent, it's not easy to keep your emotions in check. Like that's your baby, that's your child out there, and the games get excited sometimes, and sometimes it's hard to keep those emotions in check. And we got to remember the kids are the most important thing about the games.
Absolutely. Mark, let's shift gears a little bit. You're a PE teacher. I told a quote here to open the show about your movements and your moves. What do you think about that, Mark? We're coming out of a pandemic. It's warm here in the Northeast finally. Talk to me about the importance of movement and what it does for your mental wellness.
I talk to the kids all the time about, we got this down, right? We can use our thumbs pretty good, right? I don't know if you'd say here, there's,
There you go.
we got the thumb thing down to a science. We got to get moving. And it's not, I remember talking with Dr. Gilbert years ago, and he said, hey, are you super concerned with the kids' physical health? And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm so much, and this was 10 years ago, first time I ever spoke to him. I'm so much more concerned with their social and emotional health because, again, they're on these devices, they're on these video games, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with them in moderation. But I had a girl today. She lives down the street, and she came in and she was sad as can be. And I told her, I said, listen, she said, I don't feel like playing today. And I said, I understand. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. But if you start to play, you're going to start feeling better. I guarantee you. And she kind of started slow. And then pretty soon we're in the middle of a game and she's all giddy. And I said to her, I said, I told you, if you start moving, you're going to start having fun. And she didn't even recognize my thought. She was just gone. She was just off into the game and almost, and hopefully it'll click later. But again, hopefully she'll draw the connection between, and I talk to my kids about this all the time, between moving and having fun and feeling good about yourself. Very rarely do my kids come into my class and not leave feeling better than they did before they got there.
Nice. Nice. Well, that's feedback that you definitely want. Mark, for those that work on their diet, they're working on their fitness, they want to lose weight. As I get older, I think a lot about this. Is it the eating? Is it the exercise? Is it the physicalness of this? What is the secret to fitness and leading a healthy lifestyle? Which one is it? Is it a combination? What would you say on that?
I think it's absolutely a combination. I will say that, I had a 438-day streak of exercising, 30 minutes every day. It could be lifting, could be mountain biking, the minimum 30 minutes. And it was over the pandemic. So, think about it was like 2018 through the pandemic, and I'm sorry, 2019 through the pandemic. And what happened with me? I gained 9 pounds during that 438 days. Sounds great.
Wow.
Why did I gain 9 pounds? Because I stopped saying no. You know, hey, you want a donut? Sure, give me three. You want some dessert? Sure, give me 4 scoops of ice cream. And it, the diet is so much a part of it. I feel I'm always at my best and my healthiest when I'm on MyFitnessPal. It's
Yeah.
a free app. Do you know that one, Andrew?
No, no.
It's a free app and it's a food tracker. So you're tracking, you're being accountable for the calories that you're taking in. And again, when I'm using that, I feel 1,000 times better. And do I use it all the time? No. And you think about, even exercise in itself. You got 1,440 minutes in a day. Exercise, I think, 30 minutes of exercise is something like 4% of your day.
Wow.
We don't think anything about picking up our phone for 2, 3, 7, 6 hours a day. Why couldn't we just devote that little chunk of time to our health and fitness, and then take it down a little bit further? The Fitness Pal, that app, or whatever app you choose to track your diet with, what's that going to take? 15 minutes? It's so easy. You can scan labels in and all sorts of things, especially established. Once you have it established, it's, the meals are already there for you. And again, is my health worth 2% of my day? Yeah, of course it is. So it's just making the time.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, it absolutely makes sense. But so many of us don't do it, and like you said, you can get away from it. We totally have control of what we eat as well. If you're watching live, you want to leave us a question or comment, please do so. And again, this is Mark Housel, New Jersey. Mark, in addition to the work you do in teaching, writing, you also have a business here that involves some camps and some different things. Can you talk about the work you're doing with Housel Fitness?
Yes. We're Housel Fun and Fitness, and we're looking to change our name. I won't say what the name is. We're trying to get it trademarked and all. But we also do music programs, and we're also looking to incorporate art and other subjects as well. We feel, it's active education for kids by teachers, and early on in the process, if we were running a fitness program, I would try to find the best PE teacher I could for that particular program. And now what I'm trying to find, and our team is absolutely amazing. I'm trying to find the most amazing people I can that happen to be teachers. And if they're not PE teachers, then we're training them on what they need to know as far as fitness goes. We have music things going on. We go to camps, we go to libraries, and generally what we do is we go in there and we try to get the kids to lead a healthy, active, balanced lifestyle, and talk to them a whole bunch about the idea that we do need to take these devices and put them down and use our imaginations and our brains and our muscles, and get moving and get active, and just find other alternatives. Again, the devices are great, but again, finding the balance. And I don't know that there'll ever be a group of kids that were brought up so differently than their parents' generation. I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The phone changed so much. Mark, is this something that is on the weekends and at nights too, or is it just in the summer?
no, we go all day long. I mean, we go all week long. We have people, stay-at-home moms that were former teachers, and that run programs for us as well, and they love it because they get to stay active in education, but yet they don't have to go 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, as far as a businessman goes, there's so many things I need to know and need to learn. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm going to brag about myself. Picking the right people is such a huge strength of mine. And because I have the most amazing team. I mean, I'll tell you what, if I were the person hiring these people, I would hire just about every one of them, if not all of them, over me any day. So that's a good team right there.
Yeah, yeah, and kudos for you for getting them to be part of your program. Mark, we talking about fitness and kids and their wellness. How about adults? What would you offer for them to de-stress? We're approaching the end of the school year. We're coming out of this pandemic. It's May. You know, what would be some tips that you would offer as a physical and health teacher, you know, to de-stress for adults?
I think to get moving, and don't, you know, I don't know if I heard this from Dr. Gilbert. I heard it somewhere, but things that you do every day are going to be so much easier to follow along with. It might even been James Clear. You know, if I'm like, I set the goal, hey, I'm going to get moving, you know, 15, 30 minutes, whatever it is, 3 days a week. Right. Well, what 3 days is that going to be? You know, and all of a sudden you get to Thursday, you're like, oh man, I got to work, I got to walk or do whatever I'm going to do 3 out of the next 4 days. You know, you get to Friday, I got to do 3 out of the next 3 days. Well, what happened to the last four? For me, you know, if you're going to start with some sort of movement goal, why not start small? You know, hey, I'm going to do 20 minutes every single day, and then that's it. It's just a given, you know. And that's like my, you know, that streak that I had going. It was just a given. That's just what I did. You know, my wife was in the hospital. She had kidney stones. She had a you know, a surgery going on. I'm in the waiting room. This is a Sunday morning. I'm in the waiting room. I got a whole circuit, you know, worked out and all. I'm going in between chairs and doing push-ups, and you know, it just became who I am, you know.
Yeah. And what broke the streak, Mark? What happened?
I'll tell you what, you know, it was awesome. You know, it's awesome. What broke the streak is I had so many awesome things going that day. It was like I had a game to go to. I met with a friend. We're talking about a book. We're doing, you know, and if a streak is ever going to be broken like that, that to me, that's the way to do it. Like my day was absolutely packed that day. You know, since my streak got broken, I would say, and that's probably, I don't know, maybe it's 90 days ago. I'm sure I exercised 85 out of those 90
Oh,
days. You
wow.
know, so it's definitely not like I haven't exercised since, but again, am I doing a good enough job of tracking myself? No. And what stops most people? The start. And I just got to get back to it, you know? So,
So many Dr. Gilbert quotes in there.
oh,
It's funny when you talk to another success hotline
yep,
call. You feel like you. I love it. I love
yep.
it. Mark, another thing you want to dip your toe into is you know, teaching at the university level, the college level. Why is that a goal for you, and what do you hope to teach?
I'm pumped about this. I have an interview coming up with Monmouth University, and I am so pumped about this. It's I felt like there were a lot of gaps for me. And again, I loved what I had going on at all the places I was. But I want to try to be a gap filler. There was things that I needed to know that I got to my first teaching job that I didn't know, you know, and you know, there's that joke, and I'm sure you've heard Andrew, like, oh, the things they didn't teach us in school. But again, also, I feel like me as a college student, that was such a cool time. And it was like I was all over the place. Monday, I had it all figured out. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Tuesday, no idea. Wednesday, I'm ready to change my major. And it just, you know, I love that time in those kids' lives. And what did I have in all the universities that I went? I had people that were awesome, that really made a huge impact on me, maybe more so than my K to 12 experience was, you know, going to Ocean County College, William Patterson University. I spent a semester abroad over in England. That was absolutely amazing. And these professors had such a profound impact on me. I'm thinking, not only do I want to do that, but I can do that. And I can't wait to jump into that.
Well, good luck, and hopefully Monmouth University will watch this podcast and see the
Yeah.
things that you're doing. And
Go.
you got a lot going on, man. It's inspiring to hear about. You know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Mark, we're going to approach the end of the show here. Was there anything else you wanted to share? Something I didn't ask you about? You know, there's a lot of parents and educators that watch and listen to the show. So, what would you offer here to them?
You know, for me, like right now, let's keep doing this. Let's keep moving forward. You know, we have this crazy time that we're dealing with, you know, And I talk to some people, and you probably do, Andrew, too, that they're just done with this. They're done with this pandemic. They're done with the masks. They want to throw them away. And let's just keep trying to be awesome, because what else can we do? There's so many things that are out of our control these days. Let's try and control what we can control. Let's try to make a difference on our own kids, on our students, and do the best we can at it. And what else can we do?
So inspiring, Mark. Just great to hear that. I agree with you. We're the leaders, right? We're the the ones leading the way here, and I think that's great, and great for you to be able to get that message to kids each and every day.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And what I have the two biggest, most important jobs on the planet, and I'm super convinced of that. I'm a dad and I'm a teacher. And I would argue with anybody. I have the two most important jobs there is. So I'm very grateful for that, for sure.
Awesome. Mark, let's get to rapid fire. It's a fan favorite part of the show, and
all right.
These are quick answers. The first thing that kind of pops to your head. Are you ready?
I'm not good at quick answers, but yes, I'm ready. All right, here goes.
Okay, here we go. The last book you read.
James Clear, Atomic Habits. James Clear.
That popped up on my Amazon feed yesterday. You like that?
Highly recommend, for sure.
Okay. Last movie you saw.
Raya and the Last Dragon. Disney movie. I loved it. Did you see that with your daughter?
Not yet, no.
Put it on the list.
Okay. Favorite place to travel?
Disney.
Favorite music?
Country.
Favorite food?
Oh, pizza.
Pizza, of course.
In moderation.
The most challenging part to being a PE teacher?
Maybe sometimes it's our direction. We don't get to choose the direction sometimes. It's maybe policymaker direction. Maybe that's the hardest thing to deal with.
You talked about a lot of passions that you have on the show. What is something that's a pet peeve of yours?
You heard me say it already. Devices, big time. I mean, how do you spend 7 hours on a device when you could be talking with people, when you could be reading a book, when you could be taking a walk? I just don't get it.
Yeah. On Saturday morning at 8 a.m., I feel fill in the blank.
I'm pumped. I'm up. I've already been up, 3.5, 4 hours, and I'm doing my thing. I'm writing. I'm working on the business, working on school, working on books, working on myself. So 8 a.m. Saturday, man, I'm ready to go.
4 a.m. You wake up on Saturdays?
4:30 sometime when 4 a.m. when I'm completely motivated, and anywhere from 4 to 5, and so I'm going.
On the unmotivated mornings, he's getting up at 5. Jokes about New Jersey are fill in the blank.
They're not funny. They're not funny, and they're not true. How about that? Give me 3 hours, and I'll change somebody's perception about New Jersey, guaranteed.
Good. They need to get you into the New Jersey politics there. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
The Jersey Shore is fill in the blank.
Are we talking about the show or just the shore?
No, the shore itself. The show is next.
Okay. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's where I grew up. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Being Staten Island, it's like my cousins there. Your favorite character on the Jersey Shore show?
I'm happy to say that I only know one of the characters, and I don't have a favorite. Yeah, there we go on that show. Sorry.
They weren't very physically fit. Paul, put the guy working out.
Yeah. It's funny. I never watched it, not one time. And I'm from Seaside. I'm from Tom's River. Seaside's right next door. But never watched the thing one time.
Best purchase under $100 that has had a great impact on your life.
Ooh, that's a good one, Andrew. That's best purchase under $100. Got to be a book. I'm trying to think. Let me think of my favorite book. How about Who Moved My Cheese?
Excellent. Something about Mark Housel that people do not know about.
I probably should have failed out of high school.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. What was the thing that was bringing you down?
Me. I knew it. I knew everything. I was not a good student. You know, you talk about being a student athlete. I was an athlete and not a student. And you know, and a big wake up call when all your friends go away to school and they go all the way to really cool places, and I'm living at mom and dad's house, and but then you know the switch went on. You know, I went
Hmm.
to Ocean County College, and it wasn't like you talk about Dr. Gilbert again. I didn't have to go to Ocean County College. I got to go to Ocean County College, and man, I flipped the switch and changed my life.
Awesome. Uh, Being an author means fill in the blank.
It means getting the message out there. You know, we're super excited about Monster Game. Andrew here gave me some really cool tips, and we're going to beef it up a little bit in our next release of that, and we're excited for that. And you know, Snails, Quails, and Animal Tales is coming out within the next month or two, and we're super excited. We've touched on so many things in that book, and it's you know I think it's funnier and it's got a lot more meat to it, and my brother is his pictures are just drop dead awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it.
I love the title, man. That's awesome. Mark, what's next for you?
What's next? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's next. Be awesome tomorrow, and then you know I'm super excited about the college professor thing. We're going to be also starting a difference maker teacher group. Um, Very much like that New Jersey PE group I talked about. We're starting it small to start with. I basically it's my team, and we're all going to go recruit one teacher that we think is absolutely out of this world amazing, and you know that'll give us about 12 people, and then we're going to recruit some more and recruit some more around the country. And I believe that there are things that all educators, whether you're math or science or PE or music, I think awesome teachers all have certain things in common, and we're going to as a group try to fish that out and try to help each other out, and in turn try to help others, and then eventually try to rein in some students. And you know these you know the New Jersey PE group and this difference maker teacher group. This is all my way of saying thanks to the Chip Candys and the John Smiths and the Greg Montgomerys and the Ken Degnans of my life. You know, the people have really made a big difference with me. I want to try to do that for other people. So
Home run. Home run. I love it. So many great points, Mark. I love your attitude and your lens at life. You know, that is good. Let's get that word out. You mentioned you're a quote guru. I didn't know that, Mark. I always like to end the show on a quote. So do you want to, you know, since you're a quote guru, you want to go give me, you know, a couple?
I can give you a couple. My favorite one is what would you do if you weren't afraid? And that one is from Who Moved My Cheese. What would you do if you weren't afraid? And there's so many times when it comes down to decision making that you know that just what would you do if you weren't afraid? You'd go for it. You'd do it. You would drop the gloves and you would go for it. You know. And of course you got to be careful who you say that to. Maybe you don't want to say that to your 15-year-old without prefacing, you know, good judgment and good decisions. But
Sure.
to me, there's so many times when it's like, dude, just do it. You know you want to do it, go for it. Stop being afraid and go for it. Um, yeah.
Awesome. Mark Housel, everyone. Mark, your Twitter's on the bottom there, Housel Phys Ed. What's the best way if someone wants to get in touch with you? They want to learn more about the camps. What would be the best way for them?
I would say through our website, through houselfitness.com. That's HOUSEL fitness.com. And there's a contact form on there. I'll come right to my email, and you know, we'll try to help you out as best we can.
Cool. And I look forward to that next book coming out. I love the title. Again, Monster Game. Anybody involved in soccer, you run a soccer league, you're a soccer coach. This should be a part of the registration for those parents because it is not enjoyable when they're going crazy at the soccer game. I was at a youth game. most recently, and they ejected the coach. It was like a disaster. Like, what are you doing? You know, but we're there for the kids, and we should model the behavior that we want to see in the kids. So this is a great there. So if you're involved with that, check it out. Mark Housel, everybody, New Jersey PE Teacher of the Year. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Andrew. Hopefully we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for having me.
You stay on the line here. Hopefully we won't have any more tech issues down the stretch. I'm Andrew Murata here signing off. This was show number 166. If you like the shirt, go check it out. andcollar.com. Use code Murata10. And certainly check out the work that Mark Housel is doing. I'm at Andrew Murata21 on Twitter. Thanks, everybody. Let me cue up this music, and here we go.